So you think you're eating healthy, loading up on vegetables, feeling like a responsible adult? Well, plot twist. Some of those healthy veggies sitting in your fridge right now could literally kill you if you prepare them wrong. And before you roll your eyes and click away, I'm not talking about exotic superfoods from the Amazon. I'm talking about vegetables you probably ate today. Yeah, that salad you're so proud of. Might want to hear me out first. Welcome back to Plant Care Secret, where we tell you the truth about plants that other channels are too scared to mention. If you're new here and you enjoy learning things that make you question your entire existence, hit that subscribe button because trust me, after today, you'll be looking at your vegetable drawer very differently. Let's dive into 5 everyday vegetables that are basically playing Russian roulette with your life. Vegetable. Number 1. Potatoes. Let's start with everyone's favorite carb, potatoes. America's most beloved vegetable, found in every form from fries to mashed to baked. Harmless, right? Wrong. Here's the tea. Potatoes contain a delightful little toxin called solanine. But wait, you're thinking, I've eaten potatoes my entire life. Yeah, you've also been lucky. Solanine is what makes potatoes naturally pest-resistant, which sounds great until you realize you're not supposed to eat it either. Now, I learned this the hard way. Back in college, I was living that broke student life, and I found some old potatoes in the back of my pantry. They had these cute little green spots and sprouts growing out of them. I thought, hey, they're still growing, they must still be good. Spoiler alert, green potatoes are not your friend. I made mashed potatoes with them, and let me tell you, spending the next 12 hours feeling like my stomach was trying to escape my body was not the vibe. Bitter taste, nausea, the works. That was my body screaming, "Solanine poisoning, you genius!" The green color? That's chlorophyll, but it's also a sign that solanine levels are through the roof. Those sprouts? Little solanine factories. If you eat enough of it, we're talking paralysis, hallucinations, and yes, potentially death. But sure, keep those green potatoes because you hate wasting food. The fix? Cut away any green parts generously. See sprouts? Toss the whole potato. Store them in a cool, dark place, not on your cute Instagram-worthy counter display. Your potatoes aren't decor, Karen. Vegetable number 2, tomatoes. Oh, tomatoes. Technically a fruit, but we all use them like vegetables, so here we are. The ripe red part? Perfectly safe. Delicious even. But those leaves and stems? They're part of the nightshade family, which should tell you everything you need to know. Nightshade isn't called that because it sounds cozy and bedtime friendly. Tomato leaves and stems contain tomatine and solanine. Yes, our toxic friend from potatoes makes another appearance. Eating tomato leaves can cause severe gastrointestinal distress, confusion, and drowsiness. And if you're thinking, who eats tomato leaves? Well, some people brew them into tea thinking they're being all natural and holistic. Newsflash, cyanide is also natural. Natural doesn't equal safe. And green tomatoes? They're not as dangerous as the leaves, but they still contain higher levels of these alkaloids. Sure, fried green tomatoes are a southern delicacy, but that's because they're cooked, which reduces the toxin levels. Raw green tomatoes in large quantities? You're asking for a bad time. The solution? Stick to the red, ripe fruit. Stop trying to turn every part of the plant into a meal. And for the love of all that is holy, remove the stems and leaves before composting. Don't let your dog eat them either, unless you enjoy expensive vet bills. By the way, if you're watching this and suddenly remembering every vegetable you've ever eaten questionably, drop a comment below telling me your worst food preparation fail. And if this video is making you paranoid about your entire kitchen, smash that like button and subscribe to Plant Care Secret. We've got 3 more vegetables to go, and trust me, it gets worse. Vegetable number 3, kidney beans. Let's talk about kidney beans. Protein-packed, budget-friendly, perfect for chili. Also potentially toxic enough to ruin your entire week if you cook them wrong. Raw or undercooked kidney beans contain phytohemagglutinin. And yes, I practiced saying that 5 times. It's a lectin that's absolutely brutal on your digestive system. We're talking severe nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea that starts within just a few hours of eating them. And here's the kicker. As few as 4 or 5 raw kidney beans can make you violently ill. But I use canned beans. Good for you, you're safe. Canned beans are already cooked properly. But if you're using dried kidney beans because you're fancy or economical, you must boil them properly. And by properly, I mean boiling them hard for at least 10 minutes to break down the toxin. Slow cookers don't get hot enough. Using a slow cooker with undercooked beans actually increases the toxicity because the low heat activates the lectins without destroying them. The sarcastic irony? People use slow cookers thinking they're being healthy and convenient, and they end up creating a toxic bean stew. The universe has a sense of humor. Always soak your dried kidney beans overnight, drain them, and then boil them vigorously for at least 10 minutes before simmering. Or just buy canned beans and save yourself the drama. Your intestines will thank you. Vegetable number 4, rhubarb. Rhubarb. That gorgeous plant with red stalks that makes amazing pie. The stalks are totally fine to eat. The leaves? Absolutely not. They contain oxalic acid at levels that can actually kill you. Oxalic acid causes the calcium in your blood to drop to dangerous levels, leading to kidney stones, kidney failure, and if you eat enough of those beautiful poisonous leaves, death. During World War I, when food was scarce, people were actually told to eat rhubarb leaves as a vegetable substitute, and several people died. The government literally poisoned people with bad advice. Thanks, historical food guidance. Symptoms of rhubarb leaf poisoning include burning in your mouth and throat, nausea, vomiting, seizures, and coma. It's basically the plant equivalent of a horror movie villain. Looks pretty, absolutely deadly. The stalks are fine because they contain much lower levels of oxalic acid. But never, and I mean never, eat the leaves. Not even a little bit to try them. Not even because you're curious. Cut them off immediately and throw them away where children and pets can't get them. Vegetable for 5, mushrooms. I know. Mushrooms are technically fungi, not vegetables. But most people treat them like vegetables, so they're making the list. And look, we need to talk about this. Store-bought mushrooms? Generally safe. Wild mushrooms you found on a hike because you watched one YouTube video and now think you're a mycologist. Potentially your last meal. There are thousands of mushroom species, and some of the deadliest ones look almost identical to edible varieties. The death cap mushroom, which has the most metal name ever, is responsible for most mushroom-related deaths worldwide. It looks innocent, it apparently tastes fine, and then it destroys your liver and kidneys. Symptoms don't show up for 6 to 24 hours, by which point the damage is already done. There's often a brief period where you feel better, and people think they're recovering, and then, plot twist, multiple organ failure. But indigenous people have been foraging for thousands of years. Yeah, and they spent thousands of years learning which ones don't kill you. You spent 20 minutes on Google. It's not the same thing. Unless you're with an actual expert mycologist, stick to grocery store mushrooms. Your sense of adventure is not worth potentially needing a liver transplant. So there you have it. 5 everyday vegetables that are actively trying to murder you if you don't treat them with respect. Potatoes with their green spots and sprouts, tomato leaves and stems, undercooked kidney beans, rhubarb leaves, and wild mushrooms that look friendly but absolutely are not. The moral of the story? Plants don't want to be eaten. They've developed chemical defenses over millions of years of evolution, and we've just gotten clever about working around them. But get lazy or overconfident, and those defenses still work. Before you go into a full-blown panic and decide to only eat processed foods from now on, remember, these vegetables are totally safe when prepared correctly. Knowledge is power, people. Know what you're eating, know how to prepare it, and for crying out loud, when in doubt, Google it. If you learned something today, or if you're now terrified of your vegetable drawer, subscribe to Plant Care Secret for more plant knowledge that might just save your life. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. And remember, respect your plants, even the ones you're about to eat. Stay safe, stay informed, and maybe throw out those green potatoes. I'll see you in the next one.